and I made a lot of mistakes.
R.I.P. to my bank account.
Oh hey, it's Tammy. Frankie! For anyone that's watching in the future, a pandemic is currently happening. If I don't know how to talk in this video, I'm sorry, I'm trying. I want to tell you guys the worst purchases that I've made in my 20s. I don't want you to do the same as me. Might be too late for me, but it's not too late for you. I'm 23 years old. I have done my own fair share of damage in the 3 years in my 20s. I'm still pretty early on. I'm sure there's heaps of mistakes that I'll continue to make in the future. What is life without making mistakes and learning from them? Let's welcome to my kitchen. I have to keep on bending down. This is cute. I moved out when I was 20 or so, and I made a lot of mistakes moving out on what I bought. And a lot of it actually came from the kitchen area. I learned not to be a cheapskate on this one thing. Pans. I bought a lot of shitty pans from Kmart and cheap stores because I thought, you don't need any good ones. I just wish I just bought non-stick pans in the first place. Ask your parents, ask your friends, look on the internet, look at me, ask me, message me on Instagram. What shitty things not to buy when you're moving out for the first time? I'm a multi-passionate person, and that means I try to do absolutely every hobby that I can get my hands on because I like so many of them. But I have this big problem in which I purchase stuff for a hobby that I'm not fully invested in, and that I'm like, ugh, if I don't get this one thing, then I can't do this one thing. And it's so stupid. It's a waste of money. In my head, it doesn't work that way. And I feel like a lot of people go through this too. For example, if you're starting YouTubing, you might think you need a fancy camera. You need fancy equipment and lighting, but you really don't. You just need to freaking start, and then you can get those things later on. And so what I did is I bought busking equipment. Oh yeah. Oh god. Look, it's busking equipment. I have been doing singing for many years as a hobby, and part of me was like, I'm not a singer until I get a microphone and a speaker. It was $800. Rip me. R.I.P. to my bank account. It was freaking expensive. Did I necessarily need it? No, but I did really want it. And now I live in a studio apartment with a massive speaker and a microphone. Do I feel a little bit more like Hannah Montana? Yes. So I don't think it's a bad purchase. Like, who did I think I was when I bought this? Did I think I was Isabella from Lizzie McGuire? Like, have you ever seen such a beautiful... My dog's staring at me like, tell me why. While we're on this topic of buying things for hobbies that are not really fixated, I got another purchase. Roller skates. Frankie, what do you think about this purchase? Do you like? We can go roller skating together. First of all, look how absolutely stunning these roller skates are. Do I feel like some queen from the 50s? Yes. Can I roller skate? No. How many years have I had these roller skates? 2 years. 2 years ago, Tammy thought that she was gonna start roller fit. Instead of thinking about hiring some skates, when I got there, I was like, I want my own vintage skates, and I want it before I even try a class, before I even know if I like it. I never tried a class, but I bought vintage roller skate. And I know you're thinking, I would never do that. Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. But like I said, there's so many other examples that people do a lot, like the YouTube thing. These babies were $200. I spent $200 on a roller skate that I wore once. I have every intention to eventually, hopefully use this, but I don't think I should have bought them straight away, and I don't think I should have spent $200 on a hobby that I wasn't even set on myself. The next place I am at is my favorite place in the house. It's the fridge. It's stunning, don't you think? Stunning, beautiful, attractive fridge. Just a quick tip, any garlic bread that is not home brand garlic bread, like Woolies, like Coles, is not a good garlic bread. Trust me, I love garlic bread, I would know. If you're like, oh, I want to try new garlic bread for dinner today, don't do it. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. The only right garlic bread is the home brand one because it's delicious, and every other one you will regret. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Back to some more relevant ones. Stop buying dresses that you're only gonna wear once because they're so distinguishably a dress that is really really obviously that dress. I struggled saying that. Here's a dress that I've probably spent a couple $100s on. I've only worn for like one freaking school form or event, and I wouldn't say it's super versatile. Stop buying dresses that you can't wear that often that are like $500, $600. Less or more expensive than that depending on your budget, because it is so much more sustainable and affordable to just go with something that looks like you can wear it a lot. I think when you grow up in your 20s, you slowly realize how much you value just like simple and basic pieces that you can wear every day. I bought this dress like a couple of years ago and I lost weight at that point, and I can't even fit into this dress. And honestly, I wish I'd gone with those companies where you rent the dress and then send them back. There's so many of them, even though sometimes they can be quite expensive. You can find a couple that are quite cheap. I'll list some down below if you live in Australia, and search online if you live anywhere else. So when I first moved out, I had to compromise on a lot of things, and a lot of things that you shouldn't compromise on, or that you should probably invest more money or get a decent secondhand deal on. And that one was probably my couch. At the time, the couch was like $150. It was brand new. I feel like it was literally made out of cardboard. Like, it looked decent, okay? It was not a very good couch. Honestly, like, folded in like cardboard when you sat on it. It's not a good sofa bed. It's from online, and they were like selling 5 couches. I should have guessed that it wouldn't be a good one. And the other thing was buying a really cheap washing machine. It was $100 secondhand, and it was really crappy, and none of my clothes like looked like they were washed. There was lint and stuff all over it. Honestly, it was like a waste of my time and money. And I would say for a lot of things, sometimes it doesn't matter about the price. It's just, it could waste your time or it could waste your money. And those are both worst purchases. I made sure to get a good couch when I moved out by myself. And I also made sure to get a good washing machine. It is a washer combined dryer. And a lot of people say that those are kind of crappy and that they do neither of the jobs really well. But I really love mine. Let me show you. It's my baby. My LG machine currently finished her load right now. She's looking so good. Honestly, having one machine is such a space saver, time saver. So honestly, that machine was way more expensive. It cleans really well, and it makes sure that your clothes don't come out too wrinkled, so I don't have to focus about ironing. Stay here for the last one, and the last one's super obvious, and you probably realize this, but you don't want to admit it. Uber Eats, guys. Uber Eats. It's expensive. Delivery is expensive. Food is expensive. Takeaway is expensive. And I still abuse this a little bit, but I know that a lot of money can go towards eating out. Most of the time I meal prep meals and it saves so much money most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't. I know that I'm eating healthy. I know what's going into my body, and I know what's coming out of my wallet. I feel like you have to really train yourself to realize that food is not a reward, that you're not a dog. This dog doesn't even like eat food because she is picky AF. Did it, we did it, the worst purchases. Let me know down below some of your super purchases or something that you regret buying. Thanks guys so much for watching. Hopefully you subscribe. I love giving advice and tips around the things that I learned in my 20s, as well as trying out new things. We're all trying to become better people and more efficient and productive people. Go follow my Instagram, miss.chammy, and I'll see you guys next time.